Yeah, hey, Rhett. I'm not quite sure how to put this, but I'll do my best. So, it seemed like the second half, you guys threw some more deep balls, had some success. I guess you call that opening it up. I don't know. But like it seemed like you started the game very conservatively. Maybe can you talk about the thinking behind starting the game that way? And if maybe after watching film, maybe you regret it a little bit?
I can see why it would appear that way to you or fans that we started conservatively because we didn't play well. We weren't being conservative. I think the first drive we had three really good plays. I think we went 6-6-5, and we were rolling with a 2nd and 5 until we had a false start. That put us in 2nd and 10. So we ended up having to punt on that drive. I think the second drive, really, we didn't execute the P&10 call to start the drive. We had something that was there to throw it. Probably, assuming we throw and catch it, it's about a 20-yard gainer. We don't. We hand it off into numbers, take a 1-yard gain, end up going 3 and out. That's not obviously how we intended it to happen. And then the second drive, we get a first down, try to go fast. We're taking a shot down the field that we had. And, we get beat at right tackle, take a sack, fumble. The fourth drive, same thing. We get a first down and we're taking a vertical shot. And we had, again, the matchup we wanted. And, our running back got beat in the protection. We took a sack. So we were not good. We were not productive. We're disappointed with the way we played, but there was no intent to come out conservative. But, hey, when you either turn it over, take a sack, go 3 and out, you're not on the field to get in a rhythm. We were able to get in a rhythm into the second quarter in a 2-minute drill into the third quarter. And we were able to stay on the field, play with tempo like we needed to all along. And I think that's probably why it looked like we opened things up, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. Thank you.
Just a reminder, if you've got a question for Coach Lashlee, please use the hand raise function so we can get to everyone. And Coach, next we're going to go to David Lake at 24/7. David, go ahead.
Hey, Coach, understanding, is against Alabama's front, right? But did you expect to maybe have more success in the running game than you had? And, I'm curious what your thoughts are on the run blocking in particular. I guess in the first, the whole game, I guess, just the run blocking assessment.
Yeah. You don't beat Alabama running the football. You've got to run it, be efficient. I think when you look at it, we didn't have any negative runs. All our runs went forward. We even had some for 5 and 6. We didn't have a lot of explosive runs. We did not anticipate probably having a lot of explosive runs. We were going to have to be more explosive in the passing game. So when you take the sacks out of the run portion, to rush for a little over 100 yards, I think it was 88 was the total, isn't great. It's not like we're thinking, wow, we did a great job. But, if we were able to stay on the field, play with tempo and hit some passes, it did enough to keep you balanced. So from that regard, I think you look at the third play of the game, the first time we ran it, we just ran a simple inside zone right at them and pushed them off the ball for 5. I think for us to be able to do that is a good sign for long term. Obviously, we didn't play well. We're really, just all disappointed that we didn't play to what we think our potential is. But I don't think the run game performed poorly.
And De'Eric, just his performance, how do you feel like he played it, coming off his deal there?
Yeah. I think he'd first tell you he'd want to play a lot better. He hadn't played since December, and they're pretty good. He did some good things. I mean, if you'd have told me he'd go 23 of 31 with 2 of them being picks that were tipped and 2 of them being throwaways and 2 of them PIs that, I wouldn't have thought he completed that many balls and we wouldn't have felt like he played well. I thought he fought hard. I think he really wanted to play better as a unit. And, but I think considering what he's been through, for him to go out there and compete like he did, I do think his deep ball throws were good. We hit some. The ones we didn't hit, we got the calls because they were good throws. I think that's probably one of the things that stood out as we finally were able to stay on the field and get some tempo going and start moving the ball. We were able to have some opportunities down the field. And some we hit, some we didn't. Most of the time when we didn't hit it, we still won at the level that we got the call. So to me, that was a small bright spot.
Coach, we've got David Wilson from the Miami Herald. David, go ahead.
Hey, Rhett, we saw obviously one change for you guys in the depth chart with Justice now going to right tackle. I guess first of all, the thought process of going with, I guess he played well, obviously you guys feel like, but the thought process of going with him at right tackle over Jared, both in the game and I guess going forward to this weekend.
Yeah, we're still kind of reevaluating some of the stuff there, to be honest with you, but we did put that there because that's kind of how we played the majority of the game. We did not go into the game intending to do anything like that. It's just, look, in the first quarter, we got 2 pressures. One was a sack fumble, and the other one was a pressure that hurt us on third down. And then there's a couple other things that just, Garen saw that led him to believe that we needed to make a change there to try to settle things down. And, we had gone into this with the intent of, Jared on the left and Justice on the right. And so that's why Justice was the one that went in, and thought he performed pretty well. Things did calm down. We protected better the rest of the game. And so that was the reason for the change, and probably the reason why the depth chart says that right now.
Coach, we've got Kobe Price from the Sun Sentinel. Kobe?
Hey, Rhett, kind of following up on Davis' question, I guess with the Justice, what did he show that was maybe different or perhaps better than what DJ showed in his time on the field?
Well, Justice brings a real edge, real toughness, just kind of a physical mentality to it. And I mean, the bottom line is, he was competing in a way that was giving Derek time to get rid of the ball. And we just weren't doing that in the first few drives on the right side. And so I think at the end of the day, like I said, when one was in there, we were getting hit, and the other one we weren't. So that was it's as simple as I can put it,
Coach, we got a couple more for you. We're going to go to Chris Stock at InsideTheU. Chris?
Yeah, Coach, I want to ask about Will Mallory, just a couple targets. I know you guys have been excited. We've talked about him enough, but would you have liked to have gotten him more involved? What was kind of Alabama doing? And then also, it's kind of in line with Will, but just the intermediate passing game, that 10 to 20 range. I know you talked about deep and short, but just your thoughts on maybe getting some more throws in there.
Yeah, I mean, Will only had the 2 catches, but he was targeted a whole lot more than that. Whether it be they took him away, whether it be we didn't have time to get him the ball. There were several times in the intermediate world that 10 to 15 yards, he was running some digs in there and was open. We just either, dumped the ball off to someone early in the progression, had to flush the pocket, those sort of deals. So we still feel really good about Will. Think he's going to make a lot of plays for us this year. Think he did some good things the other day. We'd like on most games Will to have more than 2 catches, but we don't go into the game worrying about how many catches a guy is going to get. We weren't going to the game trying to score points, and we didn't do that the other day. And so we're focusing on doing that, and I would think that would mean the ball would find Will more.
Last 2 for you, Coach. We're going to go to Susan Miller-Degnan at the Miami Herald. Susan?
Hey, Coach.
Hey.
Two things. Derek, how's his morale? I mean, I know he was kind of disappointed, and I know he's definitely the team leader. So how has he been as far as that leading afterwards, even despite being disappointed? And I also wanted to ask you about Mike Harley. I know he had the 3 catches, but and I know he went out of the game, but how you thought he was doing before then?
Yeah, that's a good question. And like I said, I think the game in a nutshell, offensively, we didn't start well. Those first 4 drives, we did something on all 4 drives to really self-inflict ourselves to where we couldn't get rolling with any kind of rhythm. Then, like I said, the last drive of the second quarter and then the whole third quarter, I thought we played with some really good rhythm. But the bottom line is we didn't finish with touchdowns in the red zone. We turned the ball over. I don't think we've turned the ball over 3 times in a game since I've been here. So when you turn the ball over and when you're getting the ball down there and you're not getting anything to show for it, it can get frustrating. I think that Derek, to answer your question, his morale's been good. I think he was really disappointed, just like we all were. I think because our guys know we're a better team than what we showed. But hey, you can't. I mean, what you show is what you show. The scoreboard is what it is. The production or lack thereof is what it is. And so you're going to be frustrated. You're going to be disappointed. Fortunately for us, we got a chance to go play this week and try to show the team that we think we're capable of being. But his attitude's been great. He doesn't like losing, and you don't want him to. And Mike Harley, I thought he was really starting to turn it on there, right, as we were as an offense before he kind of got dinged up. So, like I said, the first quarter, none of us played well. So.
Okay, thank you, Rhett.
Last one for you, Coach. We got Cal Friedman from WBUM. Cal, go ahead.
Coach, your team scored just 13 points on Saturday, the fewest amount of points that an offense has scored since you got here. Are there any points of emphasis that you want to put this week going into Appalachian State in practice?
Yeah, we want them to score more points. It's a great question. Yeah, I mean, we want to start faster. We want to take care of the football, something we've done a good job of that we did not the other day. We want to punch it in when we get in the red zone. We want to be more explosive. We weren't very explosive. So we want to be who we want to be, which is our identity. And that's what we think we're capable of being. We weren't that on Saturday, and it showed. And the lack of production is very obvious. And that's why I think everybody here is disappointed in our performance, but motivated to move forward and play to our potential.